Hey anime fans! I'm back again with the list of anime with overpowered main characters, but this time we have only the newest series releases of anime with OP-MC of 2020. And of course the only ones that are good and worth watching. Upon checking this list you will absolutely find what you are looking for. Be it isekai anime, romance anime or action anime. Overall, all of these themes are well mixed with an overpowered anime main character who spices things up and plays the role of making these given anime TV shows more interesting to watch. So, let the countdown of our list of the new best anime with an overpowered main character of 2020 begin.
Good morning.
Are you a victim of unwanted spirit possession? Is there a ghost you need sent up and away, or down to burn for all eternity? If the answer is yes, then you need Muhyo and Roji, experts in magic law. Serving justice to evil spirits is their specialty. The story itself is great though. And one thing that I really enjoy is that it establishes a villain and a plot, and everything else expands from there. With every arc being about getting closer to him in some way, it all culminates in a final battle that, rather than going for epic fights, goes into an intense battle against the clock. I became a fan of this series around 2 or 3 years ago by reading the manga and legit fell in love with the series. It has a really cool concept, and the manga gets better and better as it goes on. I was honestly super excited to watch the second season of this anime. Be sure to give this one a watch. The mysteries that present themselves in Kayakusuri are fascinating because this anime builds a whole world around the yakai. Well, yakai are unique and stem from old legends of Japan. Kayakusuri is able to combine these elements to create an interesting and unique plot. In a world where yakai exists, they come together through a young girl named Kotoko Iwanaga. Kotoko is the bridge and peacekeeper between the spirits and the humans. But even she has her own unique set of worldly problems. She seeks a romantic relationship with Kuro, who was cursed with unique abilities from consuming 2 yakai when he was younger. The two form an unlikely relationship that blossoms from the problems of the yakai world. The duo is uniquely suited for this type of work when they had come across the yakai of a late celebrity, brought back to life through Kuro's cousin's actions. Kotoko and Kuro must defeat the murderous yakai and bring peace back to their world while maintaining their relationship in the process. All in all, I think this was a great mystery supernatural anime with OP-MC. It gives a refreshing view on mystery and what it can do. This anime is a strange one. Pet is a story that reflects how a person thinks they have done everything right to twist their own destiny. Yet, in the end finds out that they did everything wrong and actually lives in a falsified reality created by their own ego. That so far is not for the faint of heart. It is a show that requires you to pay attention to a number of scenes very intently. And sometimes potentially to rewind a few scenes depending on how dense the information is. But it is a challenge that someone like me can genuinely appreciate. Unlike many anime that hold your hand and make you sit through 10+ minute long exposition dumps with nothing happening, Pet is going to methodically tell you things when it's relevant. And allow you to use that knowledge to understand the characters even more. Pet in that sense is a breath of fresh air. Set in a post-apocalyptic future, where most of the human population has turned into giant man-eating insects, the ones who hasn't struggled to survive in the dystopian future. One of these people is Kiddo, who's assigned on an escort mission to bring back the daughter of a dead guy to her mother. But that's forgotten about for the time being, and instead we are given much needed world building and more fleshed out characters. It's around the halfway point that the main story gets back to focus, which I think is the more entertaining part. They explore one of the main characters' past, while at the same time telling us more about why this epidemic started in the first place. Overall, I would recommend for a quick watch. After all, it's an anime with OP-MC. And it was enjoyable enough that I would want to watch it again. And I kind of look forward to a new season that will hopefully come out later on. As a cultivation genius who has achieved a new realm every 2 years since he was a year old, Wang Ling is a near-invincible existence with powers far beyond his control. But now that he's 16, he faces his greatest battle yet, his senior year of high school. With one challenge after another popping up, his plans for a low-key high school life seem further and further away. Aha, the second Chinese anime I watched which I didn't drop. This anime is pretty much of the first anime that helped me adapt to the language of the gods. It's a simple anime with OPMC who hides his power, trying his best not to release his power much, or else the world will be destroyed. This is highly recommended for those who are seeking for an overpowered main character anime, as this could pretty much be considered as the Chinese version of One Punch Man. Invaded starts off as a quite interesting detective anime where we follow the investigations on the culprit consciousness. Or rather, their id. The brilliant detective Sakato will wake up as the culprit's id, well, with no memories whatsoever of his past. But he will be tied to a dead girl, and she is responsible for being the conduit between this memorialist lost person to a brilliant detective to discover who killed that girl. Invaded has this ability to construct a mind-bending story premise by intertwining reality and fantasy, but in a way it doesn't succumb to its own madness. It consists of sci-fi elements that will mess with one's morale and mystery that keeps one at the edge of the seat. However, even with twists, the plot doesn't deviate away from what is set out to be but converges through seemingly unrelated cases towards one, the creator of serial killers. It's like a maze within a maze, the only way to solve it is layer by layer. Great anime with OPMC. The story is very simple. We follow Kaiman, who was a normal human, but due to some sorceress's powers, his head turned into a lizard's head. Now he hunts down sorcerers to find the man who made him into the creature he is. He usually works with a female named Nakato. And we also follow the villains doing stuff like killing people, eating and just doing random shit. The world of Derogatory is one of the rarest and most original I have ever seen. It's violent, dark, confusing, with many strange things in it. And it doesn't fall into your typical anime. All accompanied by a surreal and unpolished artistic style that gives you the feeling of being dirty and visceral. Using elements such as magic, demons, curses accompanied by comedy and dark humor, all with a steampunk aesthetic. And that's a might define like gothic cyberpunk. This one is absolutely unique anime with OPMC. Instead of having you transfer to another world, begin your adventure of survival, how about just do it from real life? That is exactly what this anime is about. The story begins when the main protagonist downloads an app that happens to turn a whole society into a battle zone. The app or organization can somehow manipulate people's thinking. Turn an in-game coin into a real-world functional currency system, and it can somehow maintain order to society. When you are literally been put into a death match. Darwin's Game is the most recent addition to the survival game genre. The majority of this anime can basically be summed up as a generic strong-valued anime dude is given Emiya Shiru's trace on ability from Fate Stay Night and is thrown into a Fortnite-style battle royale that basically uses Future Diary's phone mechanic. And he gets all the hot anime waifus who immediately wants to bear his children roughly 5 minutes after meeting him. Well, this anime is good, that's why it's in third place.
二度と忘れぬよう恐怖とともに頭蓋に刻め
In this anime, our main character is competent, arrogant, cocky, all of the above. I mean, why wouldn't he? He is the damn demon lord who is reborn to reclaim his title. He can do what he wants. This is why I do feel the super overpowerness is done in a good way. But with the story too, it makes it even more interesting, and it all fits well together. As for the other characters, you'll learn to love those too. So far they've brought out a wonderful cast of characters from his parents to two great in their own right sisters. And I cannot wait to learn more about them and how they fit into the story. They each have their own personalities that really mesh well and even sometimes become amusing. The art style is really good too. It's flashy when it wants to be, dark when it needs to be, in areas that really fit well with the atmosphere and theme of the current point of the episode. Much like the sound is too, really well done there with the sound design. I'm looking forward to second season as they come out, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how our Demon King reacts around Demon School. And you should be watching too.
俺が魔王あのスポルディゴードだ
And number 1 is the god of high school. Well, there is no plot to be found for this anime. To start, a tournament is held to crown the strongest high school student in Korea. The people that join have extremely typical anime character abilities. And the prizes, that one wish will be granted to the winner. We soon learned that the competition is held by a mysterious organization and is full of strong people. God of High School is one of the most popular webtoons today, and it is for a reason. It's damn entertaining, having really cool characters, really cool fight scenes and moves. And all in all, a textbook type of shonen. So yeah, they fight each other for the promise of getting whatever they want. It's like superpower battle royale. Jin Mori is your typical shonen protagonist. And of course, everything is going to go his way. Oh, and of course, he's related to someone important and has special powers.
今の彼は神そのものだ
Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video on anime with OPMC 2020. I know I did. I have a lot of binge watching ahead of me. And I'm sure you do too. I'm sure your list just expanded out, or who knows, maybe you're all caught up. And when you complete all of the anime mentioned on the list. But anyways, if you think that we missed anything on this list, then be sure to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like the video if you like it and subscribe to the channel for more anime content like this. Anyways, I'll catch you later and I'll see you in the next one.